Publications from the Wall Street Journal to Time Magazine to the New York Post, all honoring Charlie Kirk this morning with new covers featuring the conservative icon.
Fox News contributor Joe Concha joins us now. Joe, how are you remembering Charlie today?
Carly's the type of thing where you wake up and then, you kind of shake off the cobwebs and say, wait, did that actually happen yesterday? Did I witness what we did in Utah as far as Charlie being gunned down like that? This is somebody who will go down, I think, as one of the great patriots of the 21st century, if not of all time in this country. And that's not really a hyperbole. It isn't. This is a guy who, 18 years old, decided to start this movement called Turning Point USA, literally from scratch. Think about what we were thinking about when we were 18 years old. But he felt that he had to be on a mission. This is 2012. And then sure enough, this is somebody who created this movement where he had millions of followers, where if he ran any event, thousands of people would show up. When we talk about grassroots, literally Charlie Kirk created a grassroots movement that never existed before on the right, as far as engaging young people and telling them this is why you need to be involved. If you're frustrated with the way things are going in this country, here's how you can help. And he didn't shout people down, Carly and Todd. He didn't, believe in censorship. He would engage in debates at all of these events. It was called Prove Me Wrong debates. And he literally would invite people up to the front of the line, to the front of the stage, say, if you really disagree with me a lot, I want to hear from you first. That's the way it should be done. And again, watch him on social media sometime. It really is something. And it seems more and more that there's some people in this country who have no interest in debate. They just want to silence those they disagree with through censorship. And if that doesn't work, through violence. If that doesn't work, through literally taking somebody's life. And again, you've played that video. Todd and Carly, you have very young children. My kids are still, elementary school. One's in middle school now. To see his daughter running up to him like that after he was done hosting Fox and Friends First in late July, and just the look on his face seeing his daughter. I cannot get over that this man's life was taken because he wasn't just this great activist. He was a great husband, a father of two young children, a son to a mother and father. And I wake up today and I still can't believe what happened, guys.
That image was almost too real, too close to home. Horrific. So where do we go from here, Joe? What happens next? Will this force conservatives, despite the free speech protections that this great country provides us, to silence themselves? Or do conservatives, and do all of us for that matter, fight even harder in Charlie Kirk's legacy?
I think we do what Charlie said we would do if he were alive today. He said, guys, it's not about me, it's about the movement, and let's keep moving forward. If you get knocked down, keep moving forward. And I think that's the way it has to be handled. Can't live in a tinderbox, certainly. And I think that's what Charlie would want ultimately. I guess the big question and the test is now, Carly and Todd, is after a week or two, after all the bipartisan things we heard yesterday from Democrats, from Republicans, from everybody saying this is enough and we can't tolerate this anymore. In 2 weeks from now, we're going to hear that Donald Trump is Hitler again, that Republicans are evil. Is James Comey going to go out to another beach and spell 8647? Is somebody like Joe Biden saying that Trump needs to be put in a bullseye like he did 4 days before Donald Trump was shot? That's the test right now. 2 weeks from now, will we hear this rhetoric creep back again, or will people finally learn that enough is enough? Let's disagree, but let's move on.
Charlie didn't just start a movement, he was one. And it's going to take many people to fill his place. Charlie Kirk was 31 years old, and he will be deeply missed.